Good morning. My name is Friska. It's nice to see you. Welcome in English class. We are going to talk about passive voice. Focus on simple present, simple past, future tense, present perfect, and past perfect. Okay. Guys, do you know why do we really need passive voice? Passive voice when we talk by focusing on the action, not the doer. We don't care who did it, but we focus on the action of the result of the doer do. And the second one, we do not know the subject or the doer. Maybe someone we don't know the name, we don't know the who. So we must use passive voice to express what we are going to uh, tell others to give the information. The third one, the object is more important than the subject or the doer. Uh, Here are the reasons why do we need to use passive voice. Okay, what is the difference between active and passive? In active, uh, we always use the verb depends on the tenses, and but for the passive one, the subject must be in verb three. Okay, before that we put be before the subject. Okay, um, here are how we write how we make the sentence in passive by using simple present tense. In active ones, we use the pattern subject plus verb or SES depend on the pronoun, and then the object. Like the students cleans the classrooms. So for the passive ones, we will use subject is am or are plus verb 3 plus object. And remember, the subject here in passive one is the object of the active one. Like this, the classroom is cleaned by the student. Okay, the classroom is the object of the active one, but become the object in passive one. The classroom, and because this is in simple present tense, we use is mr as be, and the classroom use is because the pronoun become it and become clean because the verb three of clean is cleaned. And since we don't really focus on the object the doer, so we have to put by the student if you really want to share or to inform who is the doer. Okay, so the classroom is cleaned by the students. Here is for the simple present tense. Okay, what about in simple past tense? In simple past tense, in active, we use verb to. For example, subject plus verb to plus object. The example of the sentence is the students clean the classroom. Clean here is as the verb to. Okay. What about in passive? We use subject plus words or verb because words and word is the B of the past one, and we put verb three here and the object. The classroom, remember the object from the active one becomes the subject in passive one, the classroom. We put was because the classroom is it, and clean as the verb three by the student if we want to inform who is the doer. Here is the simple past tense uh, pattern. What about the simple future tense? In active one, subject plus will for verb plus object. The student will clean the classroom. While in the example of the sentence is the student will clean the classroom. Then in active one, subject plus will be for verb three plus object. Subject the classroom, the object of the active one become the subject in passive one, the classroom will be will be cleaned. Verb 3 here is cleaned and plus object by the students. Okay, clean here is as the verb 3. Okay, and the next one, if we want to share the present perfect tense, subject plus have of verb 3 plus object. So in the example of the sentence is the student have cleaned classroom. Okay, subject plus have plus has been plus verb 3 plus object as the pattern of the passive one in present perfect tense. And the example of the sentence is the classroom has been cleaned by the student. Okay, focus on this active one the student have, while the in the passive one we use has here. It's because the classroom uh, use has not have. It's singular one, so it has. But the students in this active example, the students are plural, so we have to put have as the B. Okay, so there's the different. Remember, yeah, guys. Yeah, it depends on the subject. Okay. Okay. What about the past perfect tense? Subject plus had plus verb plus object as the active patterns. But for example, like the student had cleaned the classroom. But for the passive ones, subject plus had been plus verb 3 plus object. So we have the same kind of verb here, in both in active or in passive one. But the example is to become like the classroom had been cleaned by the student. Okay, all five of the tenses are the example of how to change the active into the passive ones. Uh, Here are the tips how to change the active into the passive one. First, what you need to know is about identify the subject, object, and the verb. Remember, you need to identify first the subject, the object, and the verb. Then don't forget to identify the tenses because you need to decide whether you put was, were, is, am, are, or will be, or been, like things like that. Then move the object into the subject in passive one. So the object in the active become the subject, and focus on verb and the pronoun. Remember, there will be the change of the verbs and the pronoun. We have done this before, so you won't get difficulties in decided whether the verb or the pronoun to put in the sentences. So here are our here is the last one. So I'm going to say thank you for attending the class today. Here, my name is Priska Sintadame Hasibuan as an English teacher in SMA Negeri 13 Depok. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.